Hi, I'm Marlow Artis. Thank you so much for visiting my blog, Tar Heel Teachers. Today I'm being joined by Romain Stanley. He is a candidate for the Cumberland County Board of Education. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Stanley, please share with the audience why you decided to throw your hat in this race. Why is it important that you're in this election?
The most important reason why I wanted to be a part of this race is I wanted to be a part of that decision-making process that makes these policies that affect our families, that affect our children, and these policies that affect our communities. And another reason is that I think young people really need to be a part of that process. And I'm a younger person at 30 years old, and young people being part of that process, it reduces the age gap of understanding between the teachers, the children, and the people that run the school system. And being part of that, I think, is important because politics, policy, it runs our lives. So we need to have the best understanding that we can to be able to move forward.
So you really want to be a bridge between all those different entities?
Yes, that is a perfect example. Yes, I do want to bridge that gap.
So what is it from your background that you feel suits you for this position?
Well, I am a military veteran, and I think that's important because with the military becomes, you get discipline, you get patience, and you get organization. And that is important because the school is an organization, and you need patience because it's a process. It's a process, and every school is different. And another thing is being a parent. I'm a parent of two daughters. One of my daughters, she attended the school here, William H. Owen, and being a parent makes me passionate. It makes me want to do everything I can for my child. It makes me be selfless to know that I have to do whatever it takes to get the best education and the best outcome for my daughter. So I think those things are what makes me a good candidate.
So what would you say is the status of your campaign? How's things come along? Do you feel confident about your election, about being elected?
Absolutely. I gotta get excited about this part. It kind of goes back to the first thing I was saying because the feedback that I'm getting from people is that young people are excited that another younger person is running. And that's exciting to me. And what I know is happening with that is that younger people are getting involved with that process. They're understanding politics and that politics can work. And that's exciting. I'm getting out and meeting new people. I've always been an advocate in the community, so meeting those people and understanding those different experiences, those different walks of life, lets me know that our schools, as we already know, our schools are very diverse. Fayetteville is very diverse. Cumberland County is extremely diverse.
Right.
And you need to have that understanding, and you need to have that excitement. You need to have the passion of young people because there's nothing more passionate than young people.
That's exciting that you've been able to kind of rally those individuals. So if you are elected, what's one initiative that you would like to implement?
My biggest pet peeve is the perception of the schools. I think a lot of the schools in Cumberland County get a bad rap, and it has to do with the perception of the schools. Some people want to move in different areas because of their school. They want to, and that makes up who's gonna be in that area, who's gonna move in there. You know, what kind of teachers you're gonna get, what kind of principals you're gonna get, and I think changing that perception or improving on that perception will help our schools in the long run. And when I say perception, I absolutely 100% mean advertising, of course, for our schools a little better than we do, and beautification. Our schools need to look better. They need to look better. They need to present themselves better because we not only deal with our community, we deal with the military community. And the military is a big part of Cumberland County, so we definitely need to advertise to them. They need to know that their children that have come from different places all over the world are going to be safe in our schools. They're going to get the best instruction, and they're going to understand that they come from a different culture because they are also diverse. So we need to have that understanding too for those schools, and that comes through beautification and perception. Absolutely.
But beautification, do you think it's going to be a money's issue? Do you think we're going to have the monies to do it? Because I recently spoke with someone and they were saying that these are tough economic times and we're doing a lot of cuts within the system. Will we have the funds to do those beautification projects?
You know, and I think I know. I don't think. I know we can because the thing is, again, with young people is younger people are innovative. And so what we've been trying to do is we're trying to do it the same way for a long time. We've been saving up our money, we've been keeping it in a reserve, and not to say we want to spend all that money, because we do want some safety, we want some headway so that we're not in a bad situation. But I think that we need to reach out to our community. And that's one thing that the school board right now is not doing. And I feel that we can improve on better. We should reach out to the people that want to give to our schools. We can reach out to the churches in our community. I mean, we live in the Bible Belt, and a lot of churches want to help out. And they can do new programs such as Adopt a School. We can have that happen. We can reach out to different nonprofit organizations that work on building. And we can renovate some of the schools. We can have children help build the schools, so we have a lot of homeless. And what you get from that homeless is what? The same thing that we get in college. Okay? When you feel like you're a part of that school, what do? They call you up, they send you a letter, hey, give back to our school. And you feel like you want to give back because you're vested.
Right.
You know, but we don't have that because we treat children like children because the age gap is too far and wide. But understanding from a younger perspective is that children also want to be involved with their school. I mean, you're a teacher. How many of your kids love being in your classroom, love putting paintings on the wall, love making posters? We love that. But see, when we become adults, we think that we have all the answers. And it's not necessarily a problem because we do have a lot of answers, but we have to involve younger people in that process too.
Good. How would you assess the school board? If you had to give the current configuration a grade, a letter grade, how would you assess them?
Well, okay, so I would say a B minus, and the reason I would say a B minus is because the schools have been operating. Don't get me wrong; they've been moving along. We've been working with what we have for a long time, and they do a good job with that. And I would say a B just because, as I said, the understanding's not there. I think parents are getting too much. They're getting a bad rep saying that parents are not involved with the schools. I talk to a lot of people about PTA, and what the ongoing conversation is, well, parents, they should be involved with their PTA, you should be given to your school, you should be involved with it. And I know, coming from Fayetteville, raised up here and coming back here, is that parents are working their butts off so that their children can eat, so their children can have a life, so their children can go to school and try to learn. So I think that the school board needs to do a better job at going out in the community, understanding that everyone doesn't have vehicles, so we need to go sometimes out quarterly, possibly, go out to their communities. We got rec centers everywhere. We got public libraries, they're free. And as a school board member, I know that we can implement at least quarterly school board meetings so that we can reach those parents that are not being able to get downtown to catch 4 buses, to make it to a bus stop that's not there, to the school board meetings. And we have to involve those parents because we're not getting that experience. We're not hearing what they're going to say about the schools, and we need to know what we're doing bad. And making an app for a phone is a great thing, but who has a phone? So we're thinking about what people should have rather than what we should give for them. A lot of times, and I don't mean to run on with this, but it's a very passionate thing for me. But a lot of times we like to put the should on people. You should, versus going out and giving them what they need. When we always want people to go out and elect me, right? Elect me for this position. But as soon as we get elected, right? Not we, because I'm not going to do this, but as soon as some politicians get elected, what do? Hey, you need to come to the meetings and you need to come talk to me and tell me what to do. Well, a lot of parents don't feel like they elected you for that. And if I promoted someone to a position, I didn't promote you to that position to follow up on you. I promoted you to the position because I thought you were the person that would understand my needs and concerns and would do it without me staying on top of you while I have to take care of my child when they come home, have to follow up with the teacher to see if my child is doing in school. I have to go to my job. Some have 2 or 3 jobs. I have to go to school so I can get an education so I can treat my family, but the list goes on and on.
Right.
So, and that's why I would say a B minus because it's passing, absolutely, but we all want A's, right? Everyone wants A's. So,
what would you say to teachers, or what could we do? What kind of incentives could we implement that would get our teachers to stay here in Cumberland County? Because we have a lot of teachers that migrate to other districts and other states. So what would be some incentives that we could get teachers to stay here in Cumberland County?
Well, I think one of the good incentives is one good thing. Our school board, we have a reserve, and with that reserve fund is that we can pay incentives. We can give incentives to our teachers, subsidies for them to pursue higher education. Of course, that was taken away from our teachers here, and our teachers are at least more deserving of pursuing a higher education. So, that experience helps our children out. It helps our county out. It helps other teachers out. As they bring that experience back from retaining those degrees, they can teach other teachers. What are better methods? What helps? What works? What doesn't work? So I think that's good. We definitely need to do something about our teachers' assistants. I don't necessarily have an answer for that, but I tell you, I'm working hard to figure out what we can do with that. Whether it needs to be penny tax from the county to ensure that we can get some of our teacher assistants back, we definitely want to let teachers teach, but we got to give something back to our teachers. But I'll be trying everything I can to research it as much. I can't wait to get my hands on a budget so I can see where this money is going and how we can better utilize it for our schools and our teachers. But that also comes with, as I said, with the last thing, the school board needs to be out in the community. The school board needs to talk to the teachers as well as the parents, because we need to know what the teachers are dealing with. And when we have that good communication, the teachers feel like they're involved. A lot of times, money, a lot of teachers, you're a teacher yourself, you didn't get in it because you wanted to be a rich, wealthy millionaire. You got in it because you love children and you wanted to be involved with schools. And when the school board's not involved with the schools, then, the school board sets a tone for the entire county. So, but if we can get out, talk to the teachers, be at more of the schools, let the teachers know that we care, they'll hang in there until we get a solution. I feel. This is just my opinion.
How will you foster a relationship with the county commissioners? Because that's part of the process, being able to work with them, because they're the ones who send in the money to fund the school board. How would you foster a relationship with them?
Well, I think that's another part with young people, and I talk to a lot of the county commissioners, and they like solutions. They like to see what the solutions are. Of course, they want to be as much financially or economically sound as they can. But I would engage them to give them solutions, working on innovative ways that we can help our county without spending too much resources from our money. Like I was saying, nonprofit organizations being involved with the schools. This is not something that is hurting us economically. Reaching out to a lot of these nonprofit groups that already exist, that work off grants. That just don't have the advertising to be bigger, giving them access to the schools to help out with mentorship programs, to help out with after-school programs. We have a big after-school program now, but before-school programs, food for children. This helps out, and those type of solutions will foster a better relationship with the county commissioners. And I will continually talk with them. It's just something that I think. With a communications degree, communication is everything. So having that consistent communication lets us know that we both work in the county and we're both working with the same cause for the betterment of our county. So,
what are 3 reasons why viewers should vote for you?
The first reason, as I've said several times, is that I'm young. And we have to start giving younger people a chance to step up to the responsibility that we all want them to. And another reason is I'm passionate. I'm very passionate. I love children. I love my 2 daughters. And passion is what gets results. And a lot of times if we don't have passion, if we're sitting on the school board and it turns into a job rather than something that you're passionate about, where your heart starts beating and your skin starts to warm up, then a lot of things don't get done because you're relaxed, you're complacent. So my passion is unparalleled. And I think that energy is going to bring a lot to the board. Third, I'm from here. And being from here is probably one of the biggest things that you want to understand about electing any person. As I've said, Fayetteville, as you may know, is very diverse. there's many parts of Fayetteville. A lot of times we only get to see Skywell Road and Rayford Road and Cliffdale, but there's a lot of back neighborhoods. There's a lot of people here that come from very, very different cultures, and those cultures are what's going to make up your school, because those kids don't come from nowhere. They come from those places, and when they come to those places, they come to those schools, and they bring that different culture. And if we don't understand those cultures, if we don't understand from people that are from Fayetteville, that understand how Fayetteville operates, that understand that there's different type of people here, it's very diverse, we're a loving community. If we don't understand that, then when those kids go to school, they may be perceived as disciplined, that problem children. They may be perceived as being dumb or ignorant, which may not be the case. You know, maybe it might be something that's going on in the household. But a person from here will understand that. Someone that's not from here may think that, hey, we might need to just lock up more kids, or we might need to more have police in schools. You know, and I'm not saying that's not a bad thing when it comes to that, but we're not there yet. And being from here helps me understand that a little bit more, because my family still stays here. You know, I stay here. My friends stay here, and we went through the schools, and we go back to talk to our teachers, and we know how it is here. So to wrap it up, yeah, it would be my passion, being young, because that brings innovation, and being a Fayetteville native.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for taking time to speak with me. For more information, you can visit your website. What's your website?
Ooh, it's a long website. I would love for people to go on my Facebook. My Facebook is vote the number 4 Romain Stanley. That's on Facebook, and on that Facebook you can see what I'm doing. You can see pictures of places I'm in the community. You can post yourself. Definitely like, and even in my about, you can go to my website from there.
Great. Thank you so very much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.